back. I'm glad you could join me today. You ready to do a fantastic painting with me? All right. Well, let's start off and have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. And they'll start with a titanium white and go all the way around. While they're doing that, let's go on up here and get started. Now, I've already covered the canvas with a nice, thin, even coat of liquid white. It's slick and wet and ready to go. So let's start. Take a little bit of the midnight black, mix it with a little phthalo blue. I'm just going to mix it right on the brush. Right on the brush. See, just literally tap that brush in there. Okay, let's go up here. Now, very lightly, we're just barely going to stroke the canvas. Just going to stroke the canvas. I think they will do a beautiful little sky. I like bright, shiny little skies. I'm going to put a little more black in there. There. That's better. That's better. See here? And I'm sort of creating a little downward angle. And very lightly, as we work down in the sky, I want it to get lighter and lighter in color. So if you start at the top, when you have the most paint on your brush and work downward, automatically it'll mix with the liquid white and that'll happen. There we go. Maybe a little touch right in there. See how it's getting lighter and lighter? Because I'm running out of paint. There. Okay, right on down to about there. And maybe in this particular painting, maybe we'll have a tiny bit of water. So while I'm going here, just leave that color on the brush and I'll add a small amount of phthalo green. Let me repeat that, small amount. It is so strong, it'll turn your whole world green in a heartbeat. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe the water will live right here. So we'll just take and go across. Now normally, if water is still, it's flat, it's level. So try to keep your strokes pretty straight. You don't want your water to run off on the floor. There. Okay. Isn't that easy? We have the indication of water. All right, let's wash the brush. And I have odorless paint thinner in my can here, and there's a screen in the bottom of the can that I scrub the brush against. That removes the paint. Then we'll shake off the excess, like so. And we just covered the whole studio. Alrighty, now into the sky, I'm going to begin playing a little bit of color. So let's mix a lavender. We'll use some alizarin crimson and a little bit of the blue, a little phthalo blue. Much more crimson than blue. Blue's many times stronger. There. Just mix it up, okay? Wipe off my knife. Now, with the same brush, I'm gonna go right into that, and let's begin just going right up here, and I want to lay just a hint of this nice reddish lavender color, just like so. Just let it sort of play right up into that. We're going to put a little yellow in the sky too, and this acts as a barrier. It keeps the yellow from hitting the blue and the black. There. Sneaky, huh? There we go. Just very gently. We're just caressing the canvas with a brush sideways. All right, maybe a little touch in here. See, they're very soft right down in here. Very soft. I'm gonna go right into a little bit of the bright red. Tiniest little bit. Just graze it a little bit. Little bit. Okay, now here and there, just to warm it up, a little bit of that. Just here and there. Don't overkill with this. It's a very strong color. Without washing the brush, we'll go into a little bit of the Indian yellow. And I'm just going to tap that right into the brush. Okay, let's go back up here. Now, very lightly, just still caressing the canvas, just begin laying in a hint here and there. Once again, don't overkill. We want this to be a very colorful but very soft sky. This is a sky that should make you happy. Should bring good feelings to you. And a lot of times, if you're interested in selling paintings, of course, we're not interested in monetary gains, but if you should be, a lot of times paintings sell as much for color as for content. And these kind of colors will certainly brighten up a room, and they make people happy when they come in. So let's go right up here now. I have a clean, dry brush, and I'm going to just take and blend all of this together. just use this little 2-inch brush and just bring it all together, just like so. See? Now that yellow is working quite well in the sky without turning bright green because we have that barrier of a lavender color in there. And you can blend this to any degree of softness that you want. Or you could leave it quite bright, quite striking. You have to make these big decisions when you create worlds of your own. Okay. That quick, we have a happy little sky. Pretty little sky. All right. We'll lay that brush down. And maybe right back in here we'll have let's have some little footy hills. Some little foothills. I want to go back into, this is the black and a little bit of blue. And I'll reach over here and grab a little white. And I want to make a gray color, bluish gray color. And this brush is round, but it comes to a chisel edge. See, you can see how sharp it is right there. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe there's a little footy hill, and he lives right there. And I'm just touching and giving it a little downward pull. Just want to make that indication. I got the brush sort of tilted that way. There. Just very quickly we'll just drop in some of those happy little things. Just let them happen. Let them fall right off your brush. There. Okay, now then. I want to create at the bottom of this the illusion of mist, a soft area. So take the big brush and just beat the devil out of it. Just raise Cain. This is a much better way of taking out your hostilities than going home and kicking the dog. If you got a dog like I do, he'll kick back. Take off half your leg. There. Lift that right up. And see, that quick, you've got very soft little trees way back in the distance with a little bit of light mist floating here. Isn't that super? All right, that was so much fun. Tell you what, let's put some bigger trees in here. We'll use that same color. That was a nice color. It's just blue and black. Okay, tap it into the bristles. Let's go up here and decide here. We have to make some almighty decisions, maybe, certainly now, maybe it is a nice tree that lives right here. Big tree. We're gonna have a big tree right there. And begin thinking about this tree's shape. Begin thinking about the shapes and all the little things that makes the tree so pretty. He's got little arms that hang out here. And, oh, look at that. Let that sky show through. And sometimes maybe you like to play a little bit. Let's tell you what, let's do. Let's have some fun here. Maybe back in here, there's a little footy hill. I'm gonna take that same purplish color we started off with in the sky, and to that, just on the brush, add a little sap green. Little green right into that purple. We'll just make a crazy color here. Pick up a little white, go in there. See, it makes a nice brown tone. Greenish brown, very pretty color. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe we want to show that there's a little meadow back here. Just like so. So I'll just use this brush and we'll just lay in some basic color. There we go. Way back in there. This will help create a little more distance in the painting. We'll just drop that in. And we'll take a little black and a little green, put a little brown into it. What the heck? Just tap that into the brush. Okay. Maybe there's some happy little trees. These are a little closer, so you're going to see a little more color. And they live right there. Just however many little trees you want. And without washing the brush, I'll just pick up some yellows and some yellow ochre here. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Let's go up here. And we'll just put the indication of a few little highlights. Now, these are far away. I don't want a lot of detail. When things are far away, you don't see every little leaf. All you see is basic shapes, color changes, that type of thing. Don't overdo detail when you're trying to make the illusion of things being far, far away. Look at that, see? And that's all you need to create the illusion of distance in the painting. And with the fan brush, we can go right in here and pick up some of that color, and let's just blend it down. Maybe I'll add a little bit of the yellows in there. Brighten it up. This is a bright, shiny day. Beautiful sky. See? Now bring it right up in there. And that easy. You watch. When we get a little farther along, that'll look just like a happy little meadow back there. And you could take the fan brush and pick up a few little bushes and weeds. That easy. That easy. Isn't that fun? Painting should make you happy. That's really what we design these shows. It really should make you happy. Whether you just watch, whether you paint along with us, we really hope you enjoy it. Let us hear from you. We want to hear what you like. Drop us a line. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. We like the comments. I'll take the knife here and I'm going to drop in a few little indications here and there of just some happy little sticks and twigs. And that easy, it makes it look just like there's all kind of things happening. Tell you what, let's go back into this black and blue. Tap it in. And I want to show you how to push all that back. Now, what we were working with here, let's just take, look here, watch here. Bring this right down, right down, right down. Look at that. See how it pushed all that back? That easy. It's unbelievable that you have that much power. But on this canvas, you do. Boy, when I go home, all I can say is, yes, ma'am. But on this canvas, I can say anything. I can build anything. I can create a world that makes me happy. It's bright, it's shiny. There's nothing bad here. There's nothing but good things here. You listen to the news sometime, and it really depresses you. Somebody got hurt, somebody else got shot or killed. You can go to your easel, and you can make the kind of world that makes you happy. There's no violence. No one's hurt here. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. And that's what I'm looking for. I spent half my life in the military. And I was a bad guy in the military. Boy, I had to yell and scream. And now, I just enjoy life. And I do what makes me happy. There we go. Let's have a little tree. He lives right there. There he is. There he is. These little trees just live in your brush. Just have to tap them out, scare them out sometime. There we go. Maybe right there. But now, see, I'm glad I went back and put that in. Look how far away that looks already. Already. Boy, it's fantastic that you can create that much distance with just a few strokes. And you can. You can. There we are. All right. Now we have to start making some big decisions. What are we going to have in these trees here? I'm going to take my number 2 script liner brush, go right into a little bit of brown. Just turn that brush in there. I've dipped it into a little thinner so it's nice and thin. Let's go up here. And let's put the indication here and there of a few happy little tree trunks. Just let them come right off wherever you think they ought to be. That's where they ought to be. And as many as you want in your world, you put them in here. You just drop them in. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Now also you can take and go right into the liquid white. And watch here. Maybe some of them aren't all brown. Maybe, look at there. There's an old trunk. It's sort of white. You have to make these decisions. That's a responsibility that comes when you become a painter. There. And as many as you want. There we go. That ought to be enough to give us some indications. Well, we better put one over here. This old tree, we don't want him to get lost. There. Give him one, too. And there. There we go. See there? That easy. Now then, let's begin putting some highlights and some details on this big tree. I'll tell you what I want to do first. I want to take a little bit of the dark sienna mixed with a little bit of brown, Van Dyke brown, and I'm going to put the indication here of a bigger trunk in this one. We'll just make him stand out. Take a little white, Use a little bit of yellow ochre and a touch of red in there. There we go. Just make a color like whatever. Let's go up here. Let's put some highlight here. This is touching. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Just let it sparkle. Let it sparkle. We'll let this tree stand out. He's strong. He's a big tree. I'm going to go right into a little bit of the liquid black. And with that, look at that. Put a little tree limb on there. See now, when you take up painting, also take up looking at nature. Spend some time out talking to a tree. I know it sounds crazy. I don't mean you physically go out and talk to a tree, but make friends with a tree. See what makes a tree look the way it does. Just spend some time looking at trees. It'll pay you big dividends in your paintings. There. And if you want to talk to a tree, that's your business. You go right ahead. You talk to him if you want to. I've been known to do that several times. Okay. Now then, I'm going to a little bit of the liquid white, a little bit of my color. I'm going to tap a little bit of that, a little bit of yellow. Let me run up here and grab some sap green. We're going to load this brush full. Okay, let's go up here. I want to just put some indication of some happy little leaves that are just, look at there. Just thousands of little leaves in a couple of strokes. And this is where you begin shaping your tree. Think about form, think about shape. What makes this tree stand out? Think where light would strike and play through here. And all these little things would just happen and bounce. Just let them bounce right off your brush. There they go. And if your paint won't stick, add a little bit of the liquid white or a tiny, tiny little bit of paint thinner. And that will make it stick. Much easier. Just brighten this one up a little bit right there. He's on top. He'd get the most light. Sun's really going to hit him. Okay. Maybe a little bit. Right there. Right there. See there? How easy it is to make all kinds of beautiful little things. Add a little more of my green here. I'm using just the green and all the different yellows, and a touch of the red here and there. Look at that. And don't kill all this nice dark color that you have in the background. That really helps create the illusion of distance. Tell you what, while I got that old brush running here, let's do this one over here too. Shoot, we'll just get all these done. Some happy little things right there. And all we do is happy. We have nothing but happy paintings. There. You know, one thing I've noticed as I travel across the country doing demonstrations and teaching classes, only nice people paint. Everybody I've ever met that's a painter, they're super people. I'm going to use the 1-inch brush and we'll begin putting in some of the little details here. Pull that brush in one direction. Load it full of paint. Let's go up here. Maybe in here there's some happy little bushes that live and they play. Look at that. Just let them pop right off your brush. Bend that brush. Bend it. Make individuals, one at a time. One at a time. Don't try to hit them all at once. Just do one little bush at a time. Look at that. Look at that. And you could put as many of these or as few as you want in your world. You have to make decisions. Go into some of the ochres and the reds. Still there. Ooh, isn't that a pretty one? See, that tree just comes right out of that bush. I've painted probably 20,000 paintings or more, and I still get excited when I see this work. Never ceases to amaze me. For many years, I was a traditional painter, and I used to labor over paintings. Labor for weeks, months. And this makes it fun. Look at that, just layer after layer of happy little bushes. But layer them. Here, I'm using the brush sideways and pushing upward. Can you see that? There you go. That creates just layer after layer. And what happens if you happen to get some color down in here? Don't get upset. Just let it happen. We don't care. Let's go over here. Let's go over to the other side. As I say, if your paint doesn't stick, add a tiny bit of paint thinner. or a little bit of the liquid white, either one. There. And we can begin putting layers of happy little things happening right here. Is this scene beginning to come together yet? All right, tell you what, let's do. Let's take a clean brush here, and I'm going to touch, and watch here. We were worried about all this mess. This is where you make the determination what's water and what's reflection. And that easy. You can change your mind. You can do it. And very lightly, watch here. Just take the brush and go across. Just go across, just enough to give it a watery appearance. That's all there is to it. Maybe we'll go back into a little bit of our dark color, and let's just pop a little color right in here. I want to bring this whole area over. And we'll make us a reflection. See there? Look at that. Take our 1-inch brush with a little bit of color on it, and we can go right in here and just pop in a happy little bush. Maybe we'll add a little red. Oh, look at that. Let's reflect some of that. That color is so pretty, but you really need to put a little bit of it right down in there. Then with our big brush again, 3 hairs and some air. Lightly. Tell you what, maybe there's some happy little stones that live along here. So let's go right into the browns. We'll use a little bit of the sienna and a little bit of the Van Dyke. Just cut off a little hunk like that. Okay, let's go up here. Now, begin figuring out where your stones live and just drop them in. Just drop them in wherever you want them. Look at there. Maybe some are big, some are little. Make little sounds. Make up little stories when you paint. It really helps. Of course, all your friends think you're crazy, but that's all right. Maybe it comes right around like that. Look at there. We're making this a little pond. You know, if you had a little pond that was that pretty, you'd have to have a path to come around and see it. So let's start right here and just barely grazing the canvas, going back and forth. Let's build us a happy little path. It comes right on. Where does it go? There it is. Comes right out like that. Okay. Now take a little brown and a little white. We'll just take and put a little highlight on there. Just gently, barely touching, drag it across. And that easy. That'll end up being a little path for us. Tell you what, while I got that knife going and that brown and white, let's put some highlight on our stones here. There, just barely let it graze. Just let it touch. Just let the light play across the stones and have fun. Let all the little colors happen. Is that easy? It's fun. There we go. Now we'll take a little bit of the liquid white, and to that add a little bit of the bluish color. There, and just go across. And we'll put in some little water lines here and there. This is a nice way to clean up the edges and help create the illusion of depth in the painting. See how it pushes everything back? But it cleans up all the edges here. That easy. There's one right there. Now, we have to make some big decisions here. Go right into some of my dark color. Right here, I think we're going to have some little things right there. It comes right out. There we go. And you need that dark, once again. A dark is the only thing that makes the light show. So put some dark in there before you put light on. If you put light against light, nothing happens. Grab some green. There we are. Load that brush full of paint. Load it full. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, we want to begin bringing this path right into the painting. So have some of these little grassy things that come right over it. See? And that brings it right into the painting. Otherwise, it just sort of floats out there. We don't want that. Push, bend the bristles. Look at there. All those little things. And because you mixed several colors on the brush, you have all these things happening automatically. Double, triple load the brush. There we go. Let's add a little bit more of the liquid white there. Tiny bit more. Let's put a nice sparkler right out here in the sun. That'll help lead your eye right into the painting. There's one right there. And you do these in layers. Once again, I say that over and over, because these layers, see, are so important. They bring depth into your painting. And that's what makes a painting look very good and very real. Now let's just take a knife, and we'll use just a clean knife, and very lightly, I'm going to go in here and there and just scratch in a little indication of all kinds of little trunks and stems, all the little things that help. It looks like detail in your painting. People will look at this and they'll think you worked for literally days, weeks, putting all this in here with a one-haired brush. Don't tell them any different. Okay, now right here over the path, I want to push that path down. Bring some of them sticks so they go right over the path, just like so. And normally you put these little sticks and twigs in the dark areas. I think we're on the verge of having a finished painting here. I'm going to take a little bit of thin oil, a little bit of my red color. We'll mix it up here. And I think this one's ready for a signature. We thin this down till it's like water. Let's sign it right here. I have a very short name, so it's easy to do a quick signature. And while I'm signing this, I'd like to thank you for being with us today. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, God bless, and we look forward to seeing you again.